Hello everyone who is watching our YouTube live stream or the recording of this week's growth call. I'm Chris and host today. So please excuse that we had two growth calls as I became a dad recently and I had to get used to the lack of sleep. So from now on, the growth calls should be run weekly again. So expect more to come in the next couple of weeks and months. As always, I posted already the Google Hangout invitation link in the chat. So you can join us here in the Hangout like Anders and Manfred are doing today. And I think we have another participant just joining in. So if you want to watch the live stream on YouTube instead, feel free to post your comments and questions in the live chat on the left. So quickly for today's call, lots of stuff changed over the last 2 weeks. So it took me personally quite some time to dig through everything. But I think the most important event was definitely the release of 0.700. Also, we'll talk about the liquidity week for the Bitcoin Canadian dollar market, which is running right now. And we, of course, we'll also try to cover all your questions. And yeah, I would say let's get into it. But before we get into more details on this agenda I just mentioned, some information for everyone who is joining us for the first time and maybe don't know what Bisq is itself. So Bisq is the only real decentralized fiat cryptocurrency exchange out there. So you can exchange fiat currencies like Canadian dollars with Bitcoin, or you can also exchange crypto with other cryptocurrencies. Our growth calls are about exchanging learnings on how to grow the Bisq network itself. We decided last year to focus for the next couple of months on growing especially liquidity on Bisq, which means to increase the number of buy and sell offers available. As today's call is also about the current liquidity week, which is running right now, I want to explain in a couple of words what we mean with liquidity week itself. So it's 1 week where everyone who participates tries to have one buy and one sell offer available all the time to kickstart and to push a market. Everyone who participates not only supports decentralized exchanges like Bisq, but will also receive 20 BSQ tokens on top. The BSQ token has different utilities within the Bisq DAO, which will be released within the next couple of months on testnet and soon after on the production net. So you can vote with the BSQ token, you can transfer it, you can buy, sell it, and you can pay trading fees with it. So if you want to know more about the Bisq DAO, there's the white paper we've written, or you can watch our first tech session. And there's also another great call, I think it was recorded last week by J.W. Weatherman, together with Anders and Manfred and Chris, which is really worth watching, and you can get out lots of information on the Bisq DAO itself. As always, I post the links in the description below after the call. So enough talking. I will quickly switch to a couple of slides. So can only take seconds. So going full screen. I hope everyone can see my slides. So yeah, so everyone should see now the Bitcoin Canadian dollar liquidity week slide. You might know, as I mentioned already, we are running the Bitcoin Canadian dollar liquidity week right now. Unfortunately, we missed out that there was actually a public holiday on Monday in Canada, so we moved it for 1 day. So if you are from Canada, it is not too late to join a party and create one buy and one sell offer to participate in the liquidity week, and you are up for compensation. If you just want to try out Bisq during this time, it's a great opportunity to take one of the existing offers in the Bitcoin Canadian market. And on the one hand side, you will trade privately, securely Bitcoin, and you help the Bitcoin Canadian market to get certain amount of liquidity grow organically from that point. So thanks everyone who is having out offers there already. I just took a screenshot in the morning. So there are lots taken available to be taken. So just try it out and join everyone in this market. As I mentioned in the beginning, one of the most exciting points of the last 2 weeks was the release of 0.70. The last couple of releases were mainly about some bug fixes and new payment methods. And with the release 0.70, we not only fixed more bugs, we introduced also a lot of new features and improved the user interface as well. So let me just quickly switch to a screen. Before going into further detail, thanks to everyone fixes and features for this release. So it was a big community effort to get this out, and we hope you like the changes. But as we don't have any tracking in place within the client itself, we need you to tell us at the moment your feedback directly. So what you like, what you don't like, if you have any problems. For example, we introduced with this version the possibility to edit an existing offer. I think the first request for this feature was already a year ago, something like that. So now you don't have to put down, to close, to cancel the offer. Basically, if you want to change the fixed price, or if you want to switch between market-based price percentage offers or fixed price offers, you can just do this and you don't have to pay any extra fees using it. So it would be great if you could try it out if you haven't, and give us feedback if it works as you want it to have. Another thing that's really exciting, which is part of this release, is the widget pay integration. So if you're watching this recording and you do have widget and you use widget payment, then please try it out on Bisq and give us your feedback on your experience. It's really highly appreciated. Of course, there are many more features. I walked through most of them on our sneak peek 2 weeks ago. So I think the easiest way is just download the client, start it up. It's really easy, and see it for yourself. For the further roadmap, what also happened over the last couple of weeks, which is super exciting, is that there is lots of progress on the design front on Bisq as well. So we have 2 UX, UI experts joining us, which is really great, which helps us to redesign, revamp the client over the next, let's say, couple of months. And just to give you an idea how in what direction it will go, I just took one of the slides from the design concept we received. So it's, in my opinion, it really pushes Bisq one step further, and I'm really excited to work on these design changes starting next week. Besides that, of course, we'll not only change the visual design, because that might not be the biggest issue on the Bisq client itself. So of course we will fix any bug that is popping up, and we are it's actually a great time to join the community of Bisq contributors as well. So if you're a software engineer and you want to get into the blockchain cryptocurrency field, Bisq is a great place to start. And we have lots of work that is ready to be taken, lots of bounties out there in our different repositories. And yeah, I think I personally just joined, I think 6-7 months ago, and it's really a pleasure working with all these guys on the Bisq community. So if, of course, you have any feature request, you can either create issues in our repository, or if it's a bigger idea, like in insurance for trades, then we have a proposal repository where you can create more greater kind of documentation and concept, which can be discussed at in that place, and will then move to the specific repository for implementation if it gets a consensus in the end. So as Manfred just pointed out in the Hangout chat, one thing also maybe some of you already recognized that we blocked 2 payment methods. I think it was last week. Manfred, was it last week? I'm not 100% sure.
It was on the weekend, 1.5 weeks ago, so more or less 1.5 weeks. If you like, because you were busy with other stuff at this time, maybe I can give a very quick overview of what happened. And so,
yeah, please.
Yeah, we got a report on the forum from one user who got some chargebacks on Zelle and on Cash App. We reacted then very quickly, and we blocked this user. As I can block users by onion address and also by their account name, and we can also block then complete payment methods. What we did then for Venmo and Cash App, and we tried to collect all the information we get out from this user. We found out that probably it was one scammer. At least 2 of the 3 onion addresses were from the same scammer. He was using different accounts. And we asked the users also who had trades with them to contact Venmo and Cash App, that there might be, there is a scammer ongoing and they should not accept chargebacks from them. So luckily, there was no further report of a chargeback. So it was an isolated incident. All in all, this guy got scammed 5 times, unfortunately, in one event, and he lost something like $1,800. But luckily, there was no further cases. So it has shown us that payment methods like Venmo and Cash App are just not appropriate for Bitcoin trading. It's way too easy to create fake accounts there. They don't have a lot of KYC checks for creating an account, so the scammers can create a lot of throwaway accounts, and they accept chargeback way too easily. So they don't ask for proof, or so like usually at SEPA or at other banks. So it's not so easy to make a chargeback. You need to provide some proof why you want to make the chargeback, and when you do it repeatedly, the bank will flag you and will investigate. That's the reason why we didn't have any other chargebacks so far, beside one in Zelle 1 year ago. That was an isolated case as well. But with SEPA, for instance, we never had any case so far. Hopefully it stays like this. Yeah,
that was also kind of an experiment with our latest release, that we added new payment methods where we of course we knew that it's hard to do chargebacks, but there was also kind of a balance where we wanted to see if scammers are abusing it immediately, or if there are payment methods that we could integrate that have really quick settlements, but only little chargeback risk. But I guess we won't integrate stuff like PayPal soon.
No,
based on the feedback we had.
And unfortunately, especially with Cash App, I mean, it's difficult when we add a new payment method like Cash App, where not so much experience is out there. It's hard to estimate the risk. With Venmo, we should not have added it the first time. It's very similar to PayPal. It was a learning experience for everybody of us. We might find new possibilities in the future to enable this, but that's another story for the future. When BSQ tokens out, then there are new security features possible, and that could be then used for securing trades with even riskier payment methods.
Yeah, cool. Regarding besides payment methods, Manfred, one thing that would interest me personally, is there any update on the Bisq DAO implementation, on the progress when we want to try out stuff on testnet?
Unfortunately, I got sick the last weekend, 1.5 weeks. I was not very active. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to estimate really. I mean, the code is working on everything. We started to reach out to code reviewers, to professional code reviewers, but haven't got a feedback so far. I assume that it takes 1 or 2 months more to get the code really more or less ready for shipping for testnet, and then we could start to try it out on testnet and then go over to mainnet. I tried to investigate a little bit more future use cases for the DAO, for the BSQ. There are a few interesting, it's maybe a little bit too early to make this too public, but there are a few interesting ideas. What could be done with BSQ tokens in future? One, for instance, would be to secure high-risk payment methods that users are locking up some bonds in BSQ, and this can be used then as kind of like a reputation that when they would make a chargeback, they would lose this bond. Another would be to use this for securing the whole trade, so we could get off-chain trades and so on. And I would like to at least investigate those possibilities a little bit closer before completing the code base, because it will be very hard to change anything in the code once it's out. Bigger changes will require hard fork, and that's we want to avoid this as far as possible. So the DAO need to be designed in a way that it's flexible enough to support future use cases which are interesting. So that's one thing what I spent that time in the last weeks.
Yeah, makes totally sense. Yeah, I'm just pretty excited as when you showed the demo version the last time, and it looked already really kind of not production ready, but very polished already at that point. So looking forward on further development itself. Check my notes if we had anything else. Yeah, so are there any questions from you who are watching live, or from anyone who is in the Hangout? Alfredo or Anders? Not from your side? Yeah, then...
Not really, just listening in here for the first time. Thank you.
Welcome joining us.
Thanks.
Welcome for joining. So yeah, if there are no further questions, we'll make it a very short growth call this week. And so we have we save time for everyone. But just one last thing before I end the call today. Some of you might saw Chris Beam's announcement today in the Slack channel already. I want wishes for fast recovery to Chris, who was unfortunately diagnosed with leukemia recently and is fighting it while still doing so much work on the Bisq platform. So, really, Chris, if you're watching that, best wishes from all of us, and really get better soon, and we try to support you as good as possible. So for everyone else, thanks for joining us today, and see you soon, latest next Thursday on the same channel. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.